Okay, so I wanted to go over a couple of the trades today. I'm going to look at 10 different trade opportunities. There was one, two, three, four, five, six that were good, and four that I avoided taking. And I'm going to show you why I avoided taking all those trades, okay? So with no further ado, that's how that goes. And I realized that it's kind of funny, like the screenshot that it takes of me is like my hands like pointing at something. And so it's always the thing that YouTube chooses because I do this in usually just one take. So, all right, let's go into these trades. And I'm going to talk to you about the trades you're going to see actually where I made money and one trade where I lost money and why I took it, but then my foible in the middle of it all. So let's go over to the charts. So in the charts, on one side, you're going to see my charts, and the other side, you're going to see Tradeovate. Okay, so I use Tradeovate candles as a way to as my filter. So make sure that you use the same filters I'm using when you make your trades. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off at this is 5 a.m. my time. If you look down on the bottom of your screen down here, it's 5 a.m. And then we have Central Standard Time at 7 o'clock. Our first trade is actually at 7 a.m. Looking at this crossing happened at 6:59, and then this should have been the trade I would have liked to have taken at 7 o'clock. If you look over the screen, you got red and a green and a green. This is a great trade. This candle opened at 39 and high at 47. Great candle to take. I was just sitting down and I didn't take it. I just didn't get to that point where it was like, hey, let's trade. There's one right there. I sat down, but like, oh, I just missed one. But luckily for me, the very next trade happens at 7:02. It's only flip back. And this is my actual trade, and I'll show you why I made this trade. Because looking at the my charts here, I had a parlay, and it was actually a double parlay if I move the other chart over there too. It was a double parlay at 7:01, and that's why I took this trade. And if you could see this, I made $450 off of this one trade. Happy about that because I'm like, all right, well, I missed that first one, but was able to roll into that second trade right there, and that happened at 5:02 in the morning for me. So just getting started, I was like, whoa, that's great. Our very next trade that we're looking at was actually, I was then watching the chart for this one at 7:08 because I was ready to take a sell at 7:09. And as you can clearly see, there's no other red bar. Let me show you why I didn't take that trade. And this is the filter I use. So if I see a red candle, and you see the time down below, that's 5:08. Exactly. So the very next candle, I expected it to be green. Now it did go down red initially, and it only went down about $2.75. So it went, I mean, it made 10, 11 ticks, but I didn't take it because I was expecting the candle to be green. And as you can clearly see on this side, 7:08, there was no 7:09 here. And I was fortunate enough to have avoided that trade. This is the filter I've been using to help me avoid some of the big losses because I'll get streaky when I make my trades, but this has slowed me back down and added the filter in to avoid some trades. Now I did miss one good one, but I avoided a lot more. Let me show you another one I missed as well. Okay, so that was 7:08. So let me scroll over a few minutes later. We're going to look at this trade through here. This is 7:18, 7:19. Okay, so I'm watching for transition bar trade. So this transition bar trade at 7:17, 7:18, and I should enter in at 7:19. If you look at this, there's no 7:19. So what happened? And this is my actual trade. I made 30 bucks on this trade. I got out. Basically, I broke even because I'm trading six contracts. Uh, Nothing happened. I liked the trade. I had a red bar before, a big solid green one, fully expected a little more than 30 bucks, and it didn't happen. That transition bar just petered out. I'm happy with walk away with 30 bucks. If I would have stuck around for a second minute, I probably could have made a few more dollars, but didn't do that. Okay. And that's my actual trade right there. $30 if I get my mouse right. Okay. The next trade I'm looking at is at 7:27 in the morning, so right before the morning announcement time. And I don't particularly trade before then. I'm usually stretching, moving around. It's one of my break times that I schedule in for myself. But let me show you, it would have worked out if I would have taken this trade. All right, so this is the 726, 727 bar. And if we look at this, I'm looking at, look, there's that, this is a transition bar. 26 is the key, and it's set up perfectly for 727 for a transition bar. And let's just make sure that the filters worked on the trade of eight side. So there's 25, there's 26. I'm not seeing any red at all. And so I'm fully okay taking this bar at 27. It opened at 63. The lowest was 62, so it went down $1.50, no big deal. But it also then shot up $5, so 20 ticks from the opening. And that early in the morning, I'm taking about 10, 12 ticks that early in the morning. So I'm trying to get about $300 profit if I can. And so I didn't take it because of the time frame, but just wanted to show you the pattern of why I did, and also the filters worked out great for us. Okay, moving on down the road. Next trade is we're looking at this at about 737. Okay, and this is going to be another transition bar trade. Okay, so we got 732. I mean, this worked out great. It's 31, 32. It would have been nice to have taken this, but that close to the announcement time, I wasn't paying attention. Um, and then here's 35. So I'm looking this as the transition bar. 36 is the key, and I'm hoping for the for 37. But if we go over to the filter, this is what I saw. I saw at 35, red bar, 36, red bar. So I'm thinking red, red, green. And sure enough, here's 37, and it is a green bar. So 5:37 in the morning, and this is 37, never showed up here. So I mean, it opened at 48 and the high was 51. I wouldn't have lost money if I would have stuck with it. I may have stuck around the second minute or may cut my losses. I don't know. But either way, my filter told me not to take this trade. And so I avoided it. Here's another one that I'm going to show you at, let's find it. Filter's working great, by the way. I'm so pleased with this filter. Um, it just kind of calmed everything down, mellowed things out for me, and it's working tremendously. And it's something definitely you need to incorporate. And so when you see the signals on my charts, that you know with more certainty, like, hey, I should place a trade here. That's all it's for. All right. So let's go to we're gonna go to 39 and 40. So oh, this trade right here. Here's 39, here's 40. Okay, now this one didn't break through the candle, and I was tempted to take this trade here, but I didn't. So I figured this would be the crossing, which, yeah, if I could have, I wouldn't have been hurt by it, and I'll show you why on the filter side. But there's no 41 here. This bar jumps from 40 to 49, but let's just check over here. Yeah, so I got a green bar, green bar. I fully expected a red one, and that's what happened. Now, if I had wanted to take this bar right here at the 40-minute after, it would have worked out just great. But I didn't take this crossing, this ribbon crossing, because of the filters on this side. I got 39.40. I was like red, red, or green, green. I'm expecting a red one. All right, next one is at 750, moving right along. We're almost done, guys. I promise we're going to look over 10 trades. Same thing. I got 49.50, green, green. I expected red. And the reason why I was looking at that trade was I was thinking, okay, there is a transition bar. That's the key. Do I enter? No, I don't enter because I'm thinking green, green, red. That's why. And so I held off on it. It's really hard to hold off on trades that I normally like to take, but this filter saved me money again. So I'm like, hey, you keep saving me money, I'll let you do it. It's okay. Now I'm going to show you my stupid foible, which is this trade right here. I'm not going to hide this from you. This trade was this one right here. Okay, so I'm thinking 752, 753, and it's going down. So I'm looking at, okay, we got red, 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 although it went green, and then I fully expect to go red too, especially because I had a candle crossing, and I would have taken this again. But look at this loss. I lost $750 on this trade. This trade, I lost this much money. I usually will stick in for the whole minute, but I got in at near the top of the other bar, which just kills me. Um, but I missed. I clicked twice up here thinking I was out. I looked away. I looked back and I was like, what happened? I'm like, oh crap, I'm still in. And so I clicked the button and I got kicked in the um for 750 bucks. So it took away all my other profit, my $450 or so, and then I basically started off at negative 300 and going like, oh, I would have taken that trade anyways. According to the filter, everything worked out great. I would have taken that 10 out of 10 times. Nothing wrong with that trade. The thing that was wrong was that I missed on my mouse and I should have lost about 300, not 750. So that ruined me for the day. Now, granted, I ended up the day positive. I ended up the day positive at $180, but I had to go back and forth a couple more times with stuff, and so that wasn't very much fun. But I wanted to show you the good, the bad, and positive because I make mistakes. I literally missed on when I was clicking. I clicked twice, looked away, and realized I'm still in, and it was slightly embarrassing. But it happens. So there we go. Okay, so just let me go one more trade that I made, and this trade coming on up here is at, well, this one right here. Um, so 12 minutes after the hour, or should have been right here, okay? Now this is a trade another trade I shouldn't have made. I'm thinking red, red, and I got into this trade because here's 804, here's 87, okay? Transition bar. Here's the key. And then 812 I should have taken, okay? I'm thinking 812 is good. I'll go down. I hit, but according to this, my filter, it went red, red, it went green. And I played that as a buy, even though my chart said a sell. And in full reality, I went against my filter and I made 90 bucks. I got lucky out of it, but I shouldn't have taken it. It was one of those things I was like, oh, I should get out now. And when I realized what I did, see, here's the $90. When I realized what I did, I was like, this is too much. Ah, great. I shouldn't have taken this at all. And luckily, I got out at 90 bucks because it came crashing down and it wouldn't have worked for me. And I went against so many different things. So I just want to go over those 10 different trades for you. I made a few more trades. I got back up and then I made 180 bucks for the day. And I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm done for the day. So I hope this helps you a little bit, helps you understand the filter. I'm going to continue showing my trades. I think it's fair so that way you guys can see my good, bad, and ugly. If I wouldn't have that $750 loss, I probably would have lost still 300 on that trade, but instead of making 180, I would have been closer to 500 bucks for the day. Um, because yeah, I wouldn't have let the other $350 sit there and be like, but I did. So that's what happens. I just missed. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. And as my parents always told me, make it a great day and say your prayers. Okay.